Need any help, Hazel?
No, Mr. B. I was just trying to find a telephone number.
You'd do a lot better if you wore glasses.
Oh, now don't start that again, Mr. B. I don't need any glasses. Nothing wrong with my eyes.
Well, then why are you holding your book out that way?
Well, it's this new all-digit number. You know, they have to print it fine so they can get it all on the page.
Hazel, it's your eyesight and you know it. And if you don't get glasses soon, you're going to need an operation.
On my eyes?
On your arm. You'll have to get it lengthened.
Amalgamated Limited, 37 1/2. Burmese Tin, 86. Billings Gate Preferred, 22 1/4. General Petrol, 45. Mohawk Motors, 29 1/2.
George, shall I have Hazel fix some more coffee when Mr. Griffin comes?
No, I'll be taking him out to the airport when he gets here, unless I can talk him out of that trip.
Darling, why are you so worried about this thing?
Because I know Harvey Griffin. He'll go to Martindale in Chicago, throw his weight around, and spoil our chances of buying that invention from him.
You got the morning paper?
There you are, right there.
Oh, thanks. I just thought I'd take a look at the financial news, see how the stocks is doing.
Oh, you're still watching the market, are you?
Oh, sure. I keep my eye on it all the time, Missy. Amalgamated Limited, 37 1/2. Oh, that looks good. Burmese Tin's off a little, 86. And Billingsgate Preferred, 22 1/4. Oh, boy. I'd like to have some of that. General Petrol, 45. Mohawk Motors, 29 1/2. You notice I didn't have any trouble reading the fine print, Mr. B?
Yes, I noticed, Hazel, and I was amazed. I have trouble with those figures myself.
Well, let's not have any more loose talk about my needing glasses.
Your eyesight certainly has improved, Hazel.
Oh, sure. I've been taking exercising. You know, squinching up the muscles in my eyes. Oh, it's done wonders. Well, thanks for the use of the paper, Mr. B.
It's all right, Hazel. Oh, before you go, would you read me the Dow Jones averages?
Dow Jones?
Yes. The high and low for the day.
Oh, well, I ain't much interested in them. Why don't you just read that for yourself?
Well, why should I strain my eyes when I have an expert reader to do it for me? Here, let's hear the averages. No, you don't have to do that, old Hawkeye.
Oh, well, when they printed them averages, the ink got kind of blurred. It's hard to read.
Not only that, but you didn't memorize it.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come off it, Hazel. Now, you memorize those stock quotations and you're putting on a big act.
Hazel, you didn't.
Well, that settles it. I'm making an appointment for you to see an oculist tomorrow.
And if he says you need glasses, we'll pay for them.
What are you so interested in my wearing glasses for? It ain't no skin off your nose.
Because, Hazel, it affects us all. Suppose when you're cooking, you can't read the labels on the spice cans. We could end up with cinnamon in the pot roast and mustard in the apple pie.
Oh, George, you're exaggerating.
Mr. B, I'll make a bargain with you. If my not wearing glasses causes you any trouble, which it won't, I promise you faithfully that I'll get a pair and I'll pay for them myself.
Well, that seems fair enough, George.
All right. It's 2 against 1. I'll wait. But I don't think I'll have to wait very long.
That's probably Mr. Griffin.
I'll get it.
Just a minute, Hazel. Now you're headed in the right direction, so go straight ahead and you won't bump into anything.
Oh, you're funny as a crutch this morning. Oh, good morning, Mr. Griffin. Come on in.
You're looking fine this morning, Hazel. Fresh as a rose.
Oh, you and your blondie.
I mean it. Go look in the mirror and you'll see I'm right.
I already looked.
Well, maybe you need glasses.
Everybody's a comedian.
Gosh, now don't get sore. I didn't mean to.
Oh, that's all right. Mr. B's waiting for you in the living room.
Oh, hi, Baxter.
Hi, Mr. Griffin.
Hello, Mr. Griffin.
Good morning, Dorothy. Hazel seems kind of grouchy this morning.
Oh, well, you touched on a sore spot. She needs glasses, but she's afraid they'll make her look old.
Oh, sorry I upset her. Well, Baxter, shall we get started for the airport?
Well, could we have further discussion first?
If it's about my not going to Chicago, you can save your breath. We've been all over it, and my mind's made up. I'm going to see Martindale and buy that electronic control device.
Well, I'm still against it. He'll say the trip wasn't necessary. You'll say the heck it wasn't. It's time for you to get back on the ball.
Baxter, you don't understand me at all. I'm no big mouth pop-off. I know how to handle people. I'm diplomatic. I've got tact. Now let's go.
Okay, goodbye, darling.
Bye-bye. Darling, shouldn't you have heard from Mr. Griffin by now?
It's not quite 6 o'clock yet. One thing I will say for the old boy, he is punctual.
Well, I'm sure he'll have good news.
I admire your optimism.
Mr. B! I fixed you some of them little hot weenies you like so much.
Well, thanks, Hazel. Never mind, that'll be Mr. Griffin. Hello?
Hello, Baxter. Howdy, Griffin.
I was sure it would be. What's the report on the trip?
He threw me out of his office.
I knew it.
He's a very unreasonable man, Baxter. A real grouch. First thing he said was I shouldn't have made the trip.
So you told him it was time he got on the ball.
Yeah. I wish you hadn't put those words in my head, Baxter.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Griffin.
Well, as long as I'm here, I'll take care of some other business. First thing in the morning, I'll wire you when to meet me at the airport tomorrow.
All right.
You'll probably get the wire before you leave for work. And don't take this too hard, Baxter. We can't win them all.
Oh, you're such a good sport, Mr. Griffin. Goodbye.
Well?
Just as I thought. He blew it higher than the kite.
Oh, dear.
All the bumbling, pig-headed, stubborn. Hey, so wait a minute. Where are you going with those?
I'm going to warm up these weenies. Right now, you're hotter than they are. Coming! Yeah.
Telegram from Mr. George Baxter?
Oh, he ain't here. I'll sign for it. He right here?
Yes, please.
There we are.
Thank you.
Thanks. Meet me at 3 p.m. at airport. Griffin. Really? Mr. B ain't gonna like that. Hi, Helen. It's Hazel. Yeah. Can I speak to Mr. B for a minute, please? Oh, hi, Mr. B. That wire came from Mr. Griffin.
Well, when does he want me to meet him?
He wants you to meet him at 3 o'clock at the airport. Boy, there goes the old golf game.
Just as I expected.
Well, that's all right. We'll have a little session at the driving range when you get home. I'll help you fix up that slice of yours. Gone.
Hazel, could we have dinner a little earlier this evening?
Oh, sure, Missy. Any special reason?
Well, it takes an hour to get to the airport, and George has to pick Mr. Griffin up there at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock?
Yes, yeah, that's what the wire says. Meet me at 8 p.m. at airport. Well, didn't you read it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure, I called Mr. B and told him.
Is anything wrong, Hazel? You sounded surprised.
No. It just slipped my mind. You go ahead, Missy. I'll get everything going fine.
All right, thank you.
Oh, boy, it still looks like a 3 to me. Boy, Mr. B was right about my peepers. This is Hazel again. Let me speak to Mr. B.
Oh, you just missed him, Hazel. He left the office 5 minutes ago.
Oh, well, how soon do you expect him back?
We won't be back today. He said he was going downtown to take care of a few things, and then he's going to pick up Mr. Griffin at the airport at 3 o'clock.
Oh, boy. You got any idea where he was going first?
Well, yes, he's going to see Mr. Dunn.
Oh, thanks, Helen. I'll try to catch him there.
I think this is everything, George, and if you and Mr. Lindley want any further figures, just call me.
Good. Thanks a lot.
All right.
Well, I'm going to have some lunch and then drop this off at Lindley's office.
Fine.
You'll hear from me.
Goodbye, George.
Thanks again.
Right. Oliver Dunn, certified public accountant.
Can I speak to Mr. Baxter, please?
George Baxter? Why,
Yeah, I know he don't like me bothering him when he's talking business, but this is urgent. So if you'll just tell him... Huh? Oh, no.
Yes, he just got into the elevator. Well, he said he was going to lunch first, and after that to Mr. Lindley's office. Yes, I can give you his address.
Lindley? In the arcade building. Yeah, I got it. Oh, good. So if you don't mind, Missy, I'll take the car and catch Mr. B downtown.
Oh, why didn't you tell me what happened right away, Hazel?
Oh, I was too embarrassed. I just read the telegram too fast, that's all. I just want to make sure I had my keys.
Hazel, you don't have to drive downtown. If you know where George is going to be after lunch, you can just phone him there.
Well, I got another little angle in mind.
Oh.
He's going to be real pleased when he finds out he has a golf game after all. So I want to hand him the good news and the golf clubs at the same time.
Well, that might help.
That way I figure he'll be too busy to give me a lot of chatter about my needing glasses.
Hazel, now you promised George if you caused him any trouble, you'd buy glasses and you'd wear them.
Well, I haven't really caused him any trouble so far. Now he can play golf. He's got nothing to squawk about. Well, wish me luck, Missy. I'm off.
Bye-bye.
It's all right, officer. It's all right. You don't have to worry. I'm right here.
Is this your car, lady?
Yes. I got the money right here. I got it right here in my hand.
May I see your driver's license?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, just a minute. Will you hold this, please? I'm in a terrible slumming. I got to pick up my boss, and it's very important.
Meeting him on the first tee, I suppose.
Oh, no, I'm meeting him on the first floor of City Hall, I hope. I just missed him in this building, and they said he'd left for City Hall, so I'll just feed the meter, and I'll be on my way.
Oh, that won't be necessary, lady.
Oh, well, I'm no freeloader. Some people like to cheat the city out of paying their parking meter, but not me. There now. Now you got nothing to worry about.
Now, your driver's license, please.
Pete's sake. Hi, Marvin.
Hello, Hazel. What's new?
Say, you're around town a lot. Have you seen my boss anywhere?
Mr. Baxter? Well, yeah, as a matter of fact, I did see him, Hazel.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he was going into Harper's hardware store, and I was coming out, and we bumped smack into each other. And I said, Mr. Baxter...
Yeah, never mind the details. How long ago was this?
Yesterday morning, about 10:30.
Yesterday. Oh, fine. Well, I better see if Mr. B's called in. Is there a phone around here anywhere?
Yeah, right up the street there in the next block.
Oh,
you
thanks.
can't miss it.
Bye.
Oh, bye.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, what a pretty pair of glasses.
Oh, do you like them?
Yeah, I'll have to get me a pair.
Oh, these are just for show. You'd probably need a stronger pair, like my mother.
Boy, is she snippy. Mother. He ain't that old. Hi, Missy, it's me.
Oh, hello, Hazel. Did you find him yet? Oh, dear. Oh, no, he hasn't called here, and I don't expect he will.
Well, I thought I'd just call to check in, you know, because I've been missing him all over town.
He's going to have to leave for the airport soon, wherever he is.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I'd get to the edge of town and head him off at Highway 12, you know, where it branches off toward the airport.
Good. That's not far from the country club, Hazel.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought I'd just grab him and turn him around and head him toward the golf course. All right, Missy. Bye. Operator! Oh, gee, I gotta have it done. Oh, if that ain't the most disgusting thing. No dime. I'm stuck in here. The door's stuck. Will you see if you can get it open? I gotta get it open. I gotta get out of here quick. Do you have change for $1? Just put the change under the door. Hey! Hey, wait a minute! Come back here! Give me back my money!
Mr. Martindale, how are you?
Well, hello, Baxter. I didn't expect to see you here.
Well, I didn't expect to see you here either. Mr. Griffin with you?
Griffin? He certainly is not. If that loudmouth had been on this airplane, I'd have come some other way. You know what he tried to do?
Yes, I'm afraid I do. Mr. Griffin is pretty impulsive.
Pretty repulsive, if you ask me.
Well, he doesn't mean to be.
Anyway, I threw him out of my office. I came out here to sell my control device to the Kramer Corporation.
Well, I can't blame you a bit. However, I must say that it's a pity because Mr. Griffin's offer is a better one. You fully realize that now, don't you?
Well, frankly, yes, but I simply will not do business with that fellow Griffin. He's rude, he's boorish.
Well, no. Actually, if you did accept Mr. Griffin's offer, you wouldn't be dealing with him personally at all. I'd handle this whole thing myself.
You mean that?
I certainly do. I wouldn't let him come anywhere near us. Look, Mr. Martindale, could we go in the coffee shop and talk this whole thing over?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, Mr. B! Oh, boy, am I glad I finally found you.
Friend of yours, George?
Well, no, it's my maid.
It's more like your caddy. I'll meet you at the baggage counter.
Hazel, what are you doing here?
Oh, Mr. B, you wouldn't believe it if I told you what I've been through today.
No, I probably wouldn't.
Since I left home, I got a parking ticket, I got locked in the telephone booth, and I had to kick my way out through the glass door with the heel of my shoe.
What are you doing with my golf clubs? Now, if you're planning on flying to Florida for the Miami Open, it's over.
No, I brought the golf clubs for you. There was a mistake in that telegram. Mr. Griffin didn't take the 3 o'clock plane.
I found that out.
No, the telegram said 8 o'clock. I just read it wrong.
Oh, you read it wrong. The eyes again, hmm?
Well, I thought maybe I'd bring you a golf club so you could have a golf game after all. I've been looking for you all over town.
Well, skip it, Hazel. I don't have time to play golf now. Mr. Martindale and I are going over to my office to sign a contract.
Mr. Martindale, ain't he the man Mr. Griffin went to see?
That's right. I just happened to bump into him out here. And I closed the deal that Mr. Griffin nearly ruined. Now, would you mind taking the clubs home?
Ain't that something? I told you. See, I told you I didn't need glasses.
What do you mean you don't need glasses? What are you talking about? You just admitted that you couldn't read a telegram properly.
Oh, that's what I mean. If I'd have had glasses on, I would have read it right. And at 3 o'clock, you would have been at the golf course playing a game instead of here at the airport closing a big deal.
Now, if that isn't the corniest reasoning I ever heard.
Well, it's true, ain't it?
Hazel, I don't want to hear any more about it. Now, you made a deal that if anything went wrong, you'd buy yourself a pair of glasses.
Now, Mr. B, you don't want to keep Mr. Martindale waiting. I'll run along. We'll talk about it at home. Mr. B?
I want you to know this deal with Martindale is the best day's work I've done in a long time.
I know it is, George, and if it hadn't been for Hazel, you might never even have seen the man.
That's right.
So I still think you ought to give her a little bonus.
No, sirree, Dorothy, I will not give Hazel a bonus for making a silly mistake. Now, that's ridiculous. Nobody gets paid extra for making silly mistakes.
Baxter! Hazel! Where is everybody?
Uh-oh, Mr. Griffin.
Oh, I completely forgot about him. Come on in, Mr. Griffin.
Well, if this isn't a fine thing, what are you doing sitting here, Baxter?
Well,
He lives here.
Didn't you get my wire? You said you'd meet me. Why didn't you?
Well, I meant to, but I forgot about it. I was too busy.
Forgot about it? Well, of all the inconsiderate, insulting... Dorothy, did you hear that? He forgot about me.
He was too busy drawing up Mr. Martindale's contract.
If that's all I mean to you, Baxter, I'm going to take my business... Martindale. What did she say?
I happened to bump into him at the airport this afternoon and closed the deal for you.
You don't mean it. How could... Oh, by George, you did. But how? How did you know he was going to be at the airport? I didn't.
Tell him how it happened, Mr. B.
Very interesting story, Mr. Griffin.
Well, it was just one of those lucky things, Mr. Griffin.
Oh, call me Harvey.
Well, Harvey, it was just a bit of luck. You see, Hazel read your telegram wrong and told me to meet you at 3 instead of 8. And when I arrived there at 3, Mr. Martindale was getting off the plane, so I grabbed him.
Well, what a break. That's great.
I told Mr. B that he ought to give me a bonus for bringing it off for him.
That's a fine idea. I think you should too, Baxter. Hazel did pull your fat out of the fire for you. My fat.
Oh, well, I wouldn't expect a big bonus, Mr. B, but I certainly could do with an extra $25 this week.
Oh, you could you? Well, now, just what would you do with $25 if you had it?
Okay, twice.
Hazel, it's a deal. You've got yourself a bonus.
Oh, Mr. B, you're a gentleman and a scholar, and I don't need glasses to see that.
A Screen Gems production.